what I was pointing to in that podcast was that I had demonized her, even though she grew up different than me.
Yeah.
Right. So her family sat at the dinner table and intellectually debated and did all that stuff. My family didn't talk about anything. We didn't even sit at a dinner table. But what I did get was a whole bunch of hugs and kisses and I'm proud of you and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I brought my stuff and said, hey, why aren't you filling this cup for me? This is what you're supposed to do because this is what I got.
Right.
And in relationship, we do that a lot.
Yeah, so like my version of that, how I demonized him was in my family, everybody was expected to show up and do stuff. We came from an immigrant family. Immigrant families very much have this context of everyone contributes. We're not going to celebrate you for it. It's just what you do. This is how you show your love in the family. Like I worked in my family's restaurant starting at 9 years old and it was just expected. I never got like, yay, you're doing such a great job. And so not that that's right, wrong, good or bad, but then I bring that into our marriage and I'm like, you know, he's someone that loves appreciation. And in my family, we didn't do appreciation. It was just expected. And if you asked for appreciation, it was almost like, how dare you? This is your role in the family. You just do it because you love it, because this is how you contribute, because this is how you show up for each other, right? And so we have two different contexts, two different childhoods that we think are right, because that's all we know, right? And we come into a relationship with each other and it's like, well, you're not doing it the way that I know is right. And then we start looking at each other and going, well, why are you doing that thing? And so I have my version of that for him. He had his version of that for me. And then we're missing each other because we're not creating our own version together. And that's when we really got out of the like crazy soup we were in, that we were swimming in for a long time in our relationship. It was when we said, okay, you grew up how you grew up. I grew up how I grew up. It is very different. There's gifts and magic in how you grew up that I get to learn from. And same for me. But how do we want to create our household for each other and for our kids? What do you need that is a need that you actually desire? And what is a need that I actually desire as well? And like, can we be in devotion to each other enough to give each other that desire and that need, whether we think it's necessary or not? That's what my partner, the person I love, says that they need to feel loved and appreciated. Well, can I be in devotion to that? And both of us had to like lean back on our own righteousness a little bit to find out like, well, actually, I haven't been giving you the grace of that. I haven't been gifting you that. And that's when everything changed.
So you guys, this is so interesting because that dynamic happens so much.
So much.
And I actually relate more with you when it's like, this is your job, your duty.
Yeah.
But it can happen vice versa, male, female, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
How do you guys understood that you guys weren't seeing each other. You were aware of it.
Yeah.
After you get that awareness, how do you fix it? Like how is it when it happens, you give each other space? Is there like a safe word when you start to argue? Like
we do have a safe word. We do, but sometimes we'll just say, hey, I need a minute, because again, going back to the nervous system, foundation of everything.
Okay.
So if we're relating from survival, we're only going to relate from survival. If he's in his survival pattern of my needs aren't being met, she's not seeing me, she's not this, and my animal feels that, whether he's saying it or not, even if he's just walking in the room and my animal feels that, instantly my animal clicks online, I'm in survival, right? Now we have two animals in survival mode watching each other. What are they going to do next? Right? And then nothing good ever comes out of that, ever. Yeah. And we learned that the hard way. The deeper we got into nervous system work, the deeper we realized how dysregulated we were when we were coming to talk to each other most of the time. And so then it really became a conscious conversation of like, hey, we actually have to implement these tools for ourselves in our relational dynamic and catch ourselves in dysregulation and take a moment. And then actually get to the source, like what's under the thing, right? Yep. That was such a big thing for both of us because we both grew up putting our needs aside for everybody else. And so you put two people in a relationship that never actually stood for themselves and honored their needs, a lot of resentment builds. And so it was just a lot of messy conversations, a lot of learning in the game, a lot of trying shit on and failing, but learning.